Yes, so, okay, so now we're moving to our chief sparkler, Mr. Josier. And the question, and even though Sparkle is registered as a microfinance bank and so, but you're also, you position yourself as a digital bank. And I just want to quote something from their website, because this is what we're going to hold him to as well, because it's very interesting how they describe themselves. That by merging the power of technology and data with sprinkles of Nigerian hustle and entrepreneurial spirit, Sparkle will catalyze the Nigerian economy. And he's also very passionate about financial inclusion. So we want to hear from you, and we want to hear from you about your proposition for customers, for retail, for business. How's the journey been, and how far along your journey of that entrepreneurial spirit, getting it and catalyzing the economy? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for that very, very simple question. So I think I've been very fortunate to have worked in a traditional bank that also embraced technology and was also trying to solve some of Nigeria's problems, which is like providing financial services to people who didn't actually have it. And these were small businesses and financial inclusion, and also we did a lot in terms of gender proposition. And in doing that, one of the key takeaways that we got was, one, for us to make an impact, and I think it's about impact. One, partnerships is key. So, for example, we took financial inclusion to millions of Nigerians by partnering with MTN at that time to create, I think, Diamond Yellow. Secondly, from a partnership perspective, a lot of our youth proposition was created by working with not just financial institutions, but non-financial institutions. So learning, understanding, work with women, world banking, to find out, understanding customer journeys. I think most banks before we just come up with products and then customers actually have to work out how to deal with them. And the third part was, technology. Leveraging of technology to go far and to scale the business. And when I say scale, scaling to take services to people who couldn't afford it. And a classic example, I'll use telcos as a classic example. When the GSM started in Nigeria, people you had to pay. You bought a very expensive device first of all, but to run it, you had to pay 3,500 naira or 3,000 naira or 1,500 naira for a recharge voucher. Now, for the common man, that is a week or 2 weeks money for feeding and logistics. And so penetration was very, very low. But as soon as electronic lending came and you could now buy 50 naira airtime or 100 naira airtime, now that is where the uptake was. Now, that is the same. So scaling services means leveraging on technology to take it down to the common man. And to achieve that, to achieve that, you need to partner, you need to use leverage on technology properly, and you also need to reduce the risk of doing that. Now, at Sparkle, when I started Sparkle, we took all this into consideration and said, okay, where the two areas we're going to focus on will be individuals and small businesses. Individuals, because individuals are key, especially mass affluent Nigerians are key also to providing services to people that they work with. And secondly, for small businesses, it was a no-brainer. We have over 40 million businesses in Nigeria, and it's growing. It's growing because they actually leverage on technology to actually enter the market. So 20 years ago, to start a business, you have to go and find property, you go and register your business, etc. Today, it's easy to start a business, but it's not easy to survive as a business. And everybody knows, everybody knows that in any economy, the biggest employer of labor is small business. biggest contributor to GDP is our small businesses too. They play a key role also even in the supply chain and the value chain for corporate Nigeria. So they're very key and they're very essential. The problem the problem for them is that the cost of doing business is very, very high. Forget access to finance, forget access to advisory services. If you want to scale, if I want to do my business properly, if I want to pay my tax, if half of the 40 million businesses today decided to be compliant, to be inclusive, to pay their taxes, we don't have enough tax consultants to actually help them. If they wanted to do proper HR or risk management, it's not available. And so for Sparkle, what we wanted to do was integrate financial services and business support services that are not available to them in one application, and that's what we've done. And so when you open a Sparkle business, when you open a business account, you can do your taxes, you can do your invoicing, inventory management, and even your payroll as well, which is very, very key. So actually put that, so you're not carrying your business, your bank, your mobile, you actually carry your business around. And we know today, to start a business today, people just wake up and start that business. They can do it, you can do it online. And so our vision is that you wake up today, you want to start a business, you don't have to live where you are, and you can get up and go, and you can be also inclusive. And on the financial inclusion part, there are many parts to inclusion, but I think one of Nigeria's biggest problems is, one, there are many people that are poor, and there are many people that are unidentified. And if you don't solve those two problems, financial inclusion is not achievable. And so first of all, how do we identify these people, and then how do we help them so that we can raise them up and they can be inclusive? And the beautiful thing about small businesses is that when they employ people, when you employ people, you actually equip them. You give them a mobile phone, you teach them how to do stuff. So part of, and this is FITC, part of the key to moving from the physical to the digital economy is education. Because education, once you know, you trust. Once you trust, you embrace. And so in developing solutions, for us at Sparkle, we're not only just providing financial services, we're actually trying to partner with different platforms. We see ourselves as a platform so that we can help people answer that question. It's not, what do you want to do today? I want to be secure. I want to be safe. I want to grow. And then for us, is how do we connect and partner with other people to help us achieve that? And that's Sparkle's proposition. Because tomorrow, the role of financial services is going to be changed. We don't know what it's going to be, but what we do know is that we have to create that shared prosperity. We also have to share in investment. We have to share in, and finally share even in data. Because one of the problems we have for small businesses is lending to them. We can't lend to as much as many as we want to because we don't have enough information. But information is sitting in different pockets, financial and non-financial. Now, if we share information on particular people, and then that means that the more information you have, the more you know, the less the risk is, and the more financial risk that you can take. So that's what we're trying to do at Sparkle.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Sparkler. That's very insightful.